My name is Lois Brewer, and I work within Seattle Public Schools on their service learning initiatives. Current project we have is with Youth Engagement Zones. It's a federal grant. And we are currently piloting a project this summer called the Construction Boot Camp. The Construction Boot Camp is a 2-week experience for a maximum of 20 students per boot camp. The idea being that they're between 9th and 10th grade, and it's an exposure to application of things that they're learning about in our STEM program at Cleveland High School. It has developed this year as a pilot with Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 32. They have an apprenticeship training facility down in Renton, so students spent a week there last week. This week they're here at Cleveland constructing a garden shed with Habitat for Humanity. So kids are being graded for the 2 weeks and get half a credit and 20 of their service experience hours for graduation. A lot of it is an idea is generated, and are there connections within the community that we can work with, whether it's an organization, whether it's people, whether it's a place. I think, how can we meet mutual objectives? The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union does have funding to cover outreach, so they were able to staff instructors for the first week out of that budget. So our students aren't paying anything for their experience at this point, and we'd like to be able to keep it that way. Habitat is a volunteer staffed organization. We've also recruited volunteers from the trades. It's a community-based organization called ANEW. It's apprenticeship and non-traditional training for women. And there have been 3 journeyman carpenters here most of the week working with the kids on the garden shed. The more kids we have, the more volunteers like that we need. But this is the first time through, so we'll see what happens next year. Making collaboration work, again, part of it has been being able to meet mutual objectives. At the school, it's about applying learning and getting career information that students may not have had exposure to before, and what it takes to apply for apprenticeship programs as well as to be successful in them. So it's a whole set of experiences that they'll have around that. Again, I mentioned outreach for the Pipe Trade Skill Center. They want to attract non-traditional students, and that's the primary population here at Cleveland. So that helps their objectives as well. Habitat, again, is an organization that works with affordable housing for families in the community, and the garden shed is going to be put up for sale at their outlet store, and then the funding from that will go into affordable housing for families. So the students are learning a little bit about that issue as well. I guess almost any idea could be accomplished through collaboration. We couldn't do this by ourselves. We don't have the resources to do it by ourselves. But there are people and organizations within the community that want to either work with specific kids or work with schools, so we make it work. And we all kind of bring what we have, what the resources we have to the table. Schools benefit from collaboration because, again, we don't have all the resources we need to do some real creative things with kids. So also we need the community to provide a whole variety of opportunities for information and for experience that we just can't do at school. So this is an opportunity for kids to really bridge that opportunity gap between some kids and other kids. let's talk. I think that's where it starts. And, you know, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? And how can we make this work? If it doesn't look like it'll work, then that's fine. That's the way it goes. But let's explore what ideas are out there. Networking at meetings, there's just a whole host of different communication pieces. And then we've also set up meetings as we were planning this and things like that. So it just kind of depends on the project.